friends, my name is May and today I'm going to do a get ready with me talking about my favorite makeup and skincare products that do not clog my pores. Just a little backstory, I never had acne growing up. I didn't get acne until 2022, so I was 30, and it was like the hard hormonal acne that's like deep under the skin, you can't pop it and it hurt. Here's a picture of what my skin would look like all of a sudden for like 6 months off and on. I did go to the doctor, she put me on a med, it didn't really help that much. It helps to a point. And so I started doing some research. I found out a lot of products have highly pore clogging ingredients. So I found this website. It is the Acne Clinic NYC. It is in my link tree. I always have it in my link tree for y'all. I'll also be putting all these products in my Amazon storefront in its own list, so y'all can just shop from there if you want. The Acne Clinic website, they have a pore clogging ingredients checker. So you find the product on Ulta, Amazon, Target, wherever, copy the ingredients, and then you put it in the checker and it will run it and see if there's any possibly pore clogging ingredients, and it checks for hundreds of ingredients. Now I will say, some of these products I'm going to show you today do show potentially pore clogging ingredients, but they're safe for my skin. So you do have to do a little bit of testing out still, especially if you have other issues like rosacea or anything else, or maybe you're sensitive to a certain ingredient that isn't technically pore clogging. So there is still a little bit of trial and error. But this took a huge amount of the guessing work out. So shout out to Acne Clinic NYC. Y'all have no idea who I am, but I've been using your website for 4 years. It is bookmarked. It is in my link tree. I love it. So all that being said, let's get started. First thing up is skincare. I have found that skincare is actually like the hardest thing to find products that are safe for my skin. So I only have 3 items here. One is a little crazy, but bear with me. First thing up is the Cetaphil, specifically the Gentle Foaming Cleanser. It is for normal to dry skin, and I love it. I do have drier skin, and this stuff is awesome. I use 2 to 3 pumps, depending on if I'm wearing makeup or not, and it can even get off my waterproof mascara pretty well, so I love this stuff. Next up is also Cetaphil. It is their moisturizing cream. It is for dry to very dry skin. You can actually use this on your entire body, so I do always bring my skincare down here and put it on my hands, but I'll also put it like on my elbows and knees, and depending, just all over. It is not greasy. It does, I feel like, take a second to set in. So if I'm going out in the heat of the summer, I will do this like at night and not the day of, because then I just feel like I'm sweaty. This stuff is great. It lasts for freaking ever. It is a huge tub. Highly recommend this. It is very forgiving. I am awful about my skincare, so even if I go a couple days without moisturizing, this like cures me instantly. Okay, this is the item that's a little unhinged, but one of the hardest things for me to find was like a good makeup wipe. These I feel so crazy showing all this, like, but these are Target brand baby wipes, the Fresh and Clean. They actually do smell really good. These are safe for my skin. I use these to take off my makeup, especially if I was wearing waterproof mascara. I'll use it to take as much off as I can before washing my face. So crazy, but they work. They're safe for my skin. I've been using these for like 2 years and haven't had a breakout. Now let's dive into the makeup. Some of these products do have possibly pore clogging ingredients, but they're safe for my skin. Do with that what you will. First up is the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. I really like this stuff. It does make you a little bit tacky, but not too crazy. I just use like 2 pumps and put it all over my face. For my face, I use the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. They also have another Camo CC Cream that's not like the hydrating one, but they both have been safe for my face. I just have dry skin, so I go for the hydrating now that they have it. This is buildable, and I don't use concealer, so I just use a second small layer under my eyes instead of using concealer, because concealers were really difficult for me with the breakouts and with my dry skin. So I just use this like a pump and a half basically. So I go in first with one like full pump, I put that all over, and then I go back in with like a half pump for under my eyes. And I do like this because it is a very natural finish. I love it because it doesn't break me out. It being buildable is amazing. And then just like maybe not even a half pump, but like just a small little dollop of Daisy under my eyes, just as like an extra layer instead of concealer. This is the ColourPop Soul Bronzer. It's a body bronzer. It is in medium. It does have potentially pore clogging ingredients. It has not bothered me though. Part of it might be because I don't put it in my like more acne prone areas. I just kind of do a light layer because I don't want to look crazy. Next, I'm going to use a blush serum. It is from Dibs. It is in the color Cool Girl. It's a cool blush serum cheek tint. This one does not have any pore clogging ingredients in it, so it should be safe as long as you're not sensitive to any of the ingredients in another way. Next up is this NARS light reflecting luminizing stick. It is in Moonlight or Moonlit, so it is just the transparent one. This one has potentially pore clogging ingredients, but it is safe for my skin. Probably because I put it here and nowhere near where my breakouts are. And I just dab it because it is pretty creamy. And then just go over it with my blush blender. And it just brightens you up a little bit. Gives you a bit of a dewy look. It's really pretty. Next up is powder. So I've been using this Polite Society translucent. It does have potentially clogging ingredients. So far it has been safe for my skin. This is just a little sample. But the one I was using that I researched and found was going to be good for me is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and I use it in light. This has been the only powder I can use. I cannot use any other powder until I found this. And we're still testing this, so we will see. This is probably the 5th time I'm using this powder, and so for me, that is a really good sign that it's not going to break me out, because usually by the 1st or 2nd time, I'll notice. At this point, we get the makeup off the nose rings. And then I go in with bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I use the light bronzer, and this one does have a couple potentially clogging ingredients, but it has been safe for my skin. Most of these products I've been using for like 4 years and they've been safe. Next up is 2 powder blushes. Again, potentially clogging ingredients. They have not bothered me. I've used these for a couple years now. This first one is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Bed of Roses, and I use this one as eyeshadow also, like pretty often. This one is very pigmented. It does fade a little bit as blushes normally do. The issue with both of these is mostly the red dye. I think it's red 30 that's in these. I have not had an issue with any eyeshadow palettes with breaking me out, mostly because I don't get acne in those spots. Same thing with eyeliner and eyebrow pencils. However, some lip products do give me little pimples like on my lip line, so that's not fun. So this has a blush and a highlight in it. The blush does have a nice sheen to it, so I don't always use the highlight. Next up is this Anastasia Beverly Hills Arch Eyebrow Pencil in soft brown. I've never really had a problem with eyebrow pencils, but I did look this one's up specifically, and it doesn't give me issues. Hi, baby. Next is e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. This does have a potentially pore clogging ingredient, but it has been super safe for my face for at least the last 2 years. I think 3 or 4 years though. So the rest of these products I haven't like legit checked with the ingredient checker because they are eye products, but they haven't given me an issue or anything. And I do tend to have sensitive eyes. Like in high school, I used to not be able to wear eyeliner because it would irritate my eyes so bad, but these have all been great for me, so that's a plus. First, for eyes, I'm using this e.l.f. Smoky Kohl eyeliner in the Beige Flag, and I use this on my waterline. I press, I don't pull, just to open it up so I can get in there better. And then I have this Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Retractable Eyeliner in Black Brown, and I do that like right at my lash line. On my bottom lashes, I do it right under, and then I'm gonna blend it a little bit. And then just up here a little bit. I don't feel like doing a winged liner today because I'm not doing anything today. So I'm just gonna show y'all the winged liner I use. And I will be doing a tutorial soon of how I do my winged liner because I've had many people ask. This looks so gross, I'm sorry. But it's a little Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette in Blank. I'm sure it has a name, but it's just like the neutral browns. These two are matte, the dark brown and then like the transition color, and these have a bit of a sheen to them. But I'm just using the darkest one with this kind of brush, And I'm just gonna like blend the eyeliner with the eyeshadow so it kind of sets it a little bit. The liquid eyeliner that I use for my wing is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner with a brush tip, and it is amazing. I am very excited to do my little talk through video of how I do my winged liner. I do use this Essence Fix It Transparent Brow Fixing Gel. It's like $5, and I really just use it to keep the arch from falling down. I just do like a light layer because I don't want them to be crusty. I do have a couple mascaras that I'm using right now, but today I wanted to show y'all my tried and true favorite. A lot of y'all know and love this one, but it is the Essence Lash Princess, the false lash effect. Sometimes I will pair this Wet n Wild Mega Length with it. It is a very thin brush. It's really good for my under eyes and also just like brushing this through and lengthening them more. So you can kind of mix and match those if you want. But what I do for mascara is I get a little bit of the excess off. I use it perpendicular to my eyelashes first, and then I brush through it. This feels like it gives me more volume. And then I just kind of wiggle as I brush through. So then for lip products, I have been using this Fenty Beauty Traced Out Pencil Lip Liner in Thugs Blush 2. It is like a Your Lips But Better for my skin tone. And I'll often use this to color in my entire lip. I also have been able to safely use e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. This one is strawberry. I have watermelon, I have mango, and I have another flavor, and none of them have given me issues. So I do really like these. They smell really good. I think my favorite's the strawberry, and they're not like super crazy sticky. I'm gonna do a video specifically for this next lip product, but it's the Kiko Milano Unlimited Double Touch in shade 120. You put this on like a thin layer, let it dry completely. It takes about 5 minutes, and then you put this lip gloss on it. I think I love this stuff. I've only worn it once, but I wanted to mention it. But I will be doing a video on this soon, so just keep your eyes peeled. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out my other platforms in my bio, and I will see you next time.